Do you ever get feelings that you want another baby even just for a second? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a Q&A video. I haven't done one of these in a hot minute, but a lot has been going on in our lives recently. And these Q&A videos are kind of the easiest way to keep you guys up to date on everything going on in my life. You hear bits and pieces on my Instagram stories, and this is the perfect way to kind of ask questions about everything going on. So I haven't even looked at the questions, to be honest with you, so I don't even know what the questions are about. I don't even know how many questions I have, but hopefully it's enough to do this video. Okay, this is the first question. It's about the house, and it's a good one. How are you guys buying/building without genuine savings for the last few months? So most banks want to see savings in your account, I think it's for 3 months before they're like happy to lend you money. We don't have any savings as of now. We've just sold the red car, so that's $10,000 that we have just to use as a deposit. It's not considered savings because it hasn't been sitting there for like 3 months. It's really just going to be going into our account. We have the $25,000 building grant that the Australian government is giving out. I don't know if it's all throughout Australia, but in Queensland, the government is giving people $25,000 who are building brand new homes. You can't use that as a deposit though, because they give it to you once your slab is down. So obviously you need to go through finances and have deposits before you can get your slab down. So what we're doing is borrowing $25,000 from my dad, whom we're very, very thankful that he's able to help us out there. He's going to be giving us $25,000 to use as the deposit, and then as soon as we get the $25,000 from the government, we're going to give it straight back to him. So that's how that's working there. And then on top of that $25,000, the government gives first homeowners, which both Luke and myself are, an extra $15,000 to build new or buy a brand new home. So with the first homeowners and the building grant, that's $40,000 plus the $10,000 from the car, that's $50,000. And even just with that, we probably still wouldn't be able to get finances because, like you said, we don't have savings that we've had in our account for 3 months. So we're very, very lucky that also my dad is happy to go guarantor for us. That is what is going to get us finances if we're able to get them. Fingers crossed we get approved for finances. Like, we haven't been approved yet. We haven't even applied yet. We still have lots of paperwork that we're trying to fill out before we get to that point. That is what is going to get our finances approved, if we do get them approved, is that my dad is willing to use the equity in his home, which is how much he has paid off, how much he owns of his home. He's using that equity to help us get the loan. So what that means is the banks will be basically taking that equity and locking it in, so my dad can't use it. It's not his anymore. Basically, it's the bank's money now. And they use that just in case Luke and I don't make repayments or, you know, there's an issue financially. So we're very, very lucky to have my dad help us out in more than one way in the buying process. We truly, honestly would not be able to do this without my dad. So that's how we're managing to build brand new, fingers crossed, if finances get approved without a deposit, because of my dad. We're very lucky. Did you decide on a house plan? Yes, 99.9% sure that we have decided on which house we want to build on the block of land that we have purchased. Like I said, we haven't had finances approved yet, so it's all, this whole house building thing is subject to having our finances approved. But yes, we think we've picked the house. It's perfect. It's got 5 bedrooms. It's got a, you know, a big living space, 2 or 3 different living spaces. I can't remember how many, maybe 3. It's got a study for our computers. It's got a double garage and a nice outdoor area. It's just like, it's perfect. It's exactly what we need for our family. So I'm getting excited, and I really hope that finances go through, because if they don't, I'm gonna be sad. I mean, it's a possibility, but that's just life. How have you adjusted to FIFO life? Long story short, I adjusted quite easily compared to how I thought I was going to adjust. My ex-husband was in the army, and I did not enjoy that lifestyle at all. Wasn't interested in, like, the army lifestyle. It was horrible. I never got to see him, and it was just... So to be honest with you, I was expecting FIFO to be exactly the same, but it's the consistency for me. Knowing he's coming home every week is like a huge game changer. I adjusted quite quickly and very easily, and then as the weeks went by, and every single fortnight, like every single week, he went away, he was going away, I started to struggle a little bit, knowing that there was no end, if that makes sense. He was in a casual position, not considered full-time, so he didn't get annual leave, he didn't get sick days, he was going away every second week, and there was no like break or end, or like there's no holidays. He didn't get holidays. It was just every second week he would go away, and that was the end of the story. So I started to struggle a little bit with wrapping my head around that, and just recently he has secured a full-time position, and this is his first week in his new job with a new company where he is full-time, and he is going to be getting annual leave, and he will be getting sick leave. So that's just like perfect. It's exactly what we wanted, and it's also a little bit extra pay, which is really, really nice. But yeah, that's it. That's what's going on there. But yeah, I feel like I adjusted pretty easily now that I know that there's going to be breaks here and there. I'm mentally more okay with it. And the money is quite, it's quite a big perk as well. That's another reason we're able to afford to buy and build a brand new house. What breed of dog would you or Luke like to get? Okay, Luke's dream breed for a dog is a Great Dane. They're quite expensive, and if you get a purebred, they come with some health issues. Like a lot of them come with health issues, purebreds do. So ideally we would like to get a Great Dane mix, maybe Great Dane mixed with a Mastiff or something like that. Eventually we do want to get a puppy. I know, I'm like, I would be happy to go my whole life without owning another puppy, because I know how much work they are, and if I get a dog, I want it to be forever. I don't want to, you know, be giving it away, or like a dog is a pet and you keep them, they're not disposable to me. So I want to make sure that we're definitely ready to get one, and I don't want to be getting one while we're not living in our own home. And Luke needs to take time off work to train it, because I don't know how to do that stuff, and he's good at that stuff. So subject to him taking a few weeks, maybe like 3 or 6 weeks off, moving into a new house, and finances, because their puppies are quite expensive, especially Great Dane puppies. Once all that lines up and the stars align, eventually we'll get a puppy. And Luke's been bugging me for the longest time to get a puppy, so I know it's a lot of work and it's going to be a lot of cleaning, and it's just going to add to my workload, but he really wants one, and I'm sure I'll fall in love with it. Okay, this is an exciting question for me to talk about. Dream house features. Mine are a cinema room and indoor pool with maids. Honestly, I had never even thought about this until we started looking at houses recently, and a butler's pantry is like, I need a butler's pantry in the house that we're building, and we are having a butler's pantry in the house that we're building. A big walk-in wardrobe, because I don't have a walk-in wardrobe in this house, and we didn't have one in the last house that we lived in either. And I need a big wardrobe to put my clothes in. I feel like I don't have any space for my stuff. So a walk-in wardrobe, a butler's pantry, ducted air conditioning. I know that sounds so weird, and you can, if you're a homeowner or you have ducted air conditioning, let me know how you like it down below. But my stepmom has ducted air conditioning in her home, and it's like the best thing in the world. Instead of having split air conditioners all throughout the house, she's just got, you know, the thing in all the rooms of all of the like rooms, and it cools the whole house down. So that's one thing that we're definitely going to be putting into our new home. And I really, really just want a nice spacious kitchen. I just want a spacious kitchen, because I spend most of my time in my kitchen and my laundry. So I just want a nice big kitchen. But they're like the main things, I think. I hope I'm not missing anything. We obviously want an ensuite. We don't have an ensuite in this house, and we didn't have one in the last house. That's a must for us, and the new house that we will be building, subject to finances, does have an ensuite, thank God. And it's just really pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, they're like what we're looking for, the extra perks of what we're looking for. This is another good one. Do you think if Luke hadn't had children from his previous marriage that you would have had more children together? I have a child from a previous marriage too, so it's not just his kids that bring our number up to 4 kids. But absolutely, yes. If we had met and neither of us had kids, and we were just like, it was just the 2 of us, we would have had 2 or 3 kids, like at least 2 kids together. But just 4 is just such a, it's a big number when it comes to kids. So we're not having any more. Luke has had a vasectomy, and it's really sad that we only are going to be having 1 baby together, because we have too many kids already. I would have loved to have more babies with Luke. That's the thing I'm struggling with the most. Not that I am only having 4 kids. Like, not that we only have 4 kids, but that I only get to have 1 baby with my soulmate and like my husband, and it makes me sad, but I just can't. I can't deal with 5 and a puppy. Are you doing Vlogmas this year? I'm gonna just go ahead and say no. I've never done Vlogmas even when I was vlogging and putting the kids in my vlogs. So I just feel like Vlogmas is gonna be something that's really difficult to do when I'm not including the kids in the vlog. So I'm gonna just say no. How will you choose colors for the new house? It can be a challenge. Oh man, I'm like struggling. I'm not good at interior design. I'm not good at that stuff at all. Basically, I'm just gonna be relying on Pinterest, and we're gonna start walking through a lot of display homes and writing down color schemes and the things that we like of the display homes so that we can implement them in the house that we're building. We're gonna walk through the display homes of the builder that we've chosen so that we can get an idea of, you know, how they build and what their vibes are, and write down the things we like. So that's what I'm planning on doing. But Pinterest at home, I'm just sitting on Pinterest going through home designs and home decor. What type of house will you be building? We're building a double-story home. So it's quite a large home, and it's double stories. It's double-story? It's a double-story home. And it's got 5 bedrooms and a study and 2 living spaces. Maybe 3 living, I don't know. I have to look at the plans again. All I know is I love it. And it's got everything we need. What annoys you about Luke apart from snoring? Honestly, like nothing. There is literally nothing. He's like, I've never been with someone in my entire life that I don't want to like strangle at one point. It sounds horrible. You know how you've got, your partner just does these little things that annoy you and it makes you just like, Luke doesn't have that. Like I'm sure I have that, and he has those moments about me because I'm not a relaxed person like he is, but he's just so chill. I've never just solely consistently been so happy and just not annoyed and just content in my life with another human. I usually get sick of spending time with people. I can only take like little spurts of hanging out with people in general, but I never get sick of Luke, and he has said the same, that he likes his alone time and he can only take a certain amount of like social interaction, but neither of us ever get sick of each other. It's like we just want to be around each other 24/7, which is amazing. Yeah, just like nothing. I literally can't think of anything that he does that annoys me. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy. That doesn't even sound, I promise I'm telling the truth. What has been your hardest challenge so far being a blended family? I would say sorting out schooling and just important things to do with the kids. We're in the middle of trying to sort out which school we want the bigger kids to go to, and it's been a challenge because the kids' mother isn't seeing eye to eye to what we want, which is fine. Like, everybody's entitled to their own opinions and everybody has different views, but we're just trying to figure that out, and that's really hard because I personally also feel like I need to have a say in it, because whichever school Jett goes to is going to be the school that Talia ends up going to, because I can't do a daycare drop-off or a kindy drop-off with Evie, a different drop-off with Talia, a different drop-off with Jett, and a different drop-off with Lily. Like, I just physically can't be in that many places at one time when everybody's supposed to start school. So whichever school Jett goes to, Talia has to go to, just to make my job a little bit maybe doable when it comes to morning drop-off. And we aren't seeing eye to eye in that. The kid's mother does have another child in the picture. Her partner has a child, and they also are having the same issue. However, they do before and after school care because of the work hours that are in their family. So they have more flexibility with what time they can drop kids off at what time, where, if that makes sense, because they're doing it very early in the morning, way before school starts, whereas I'm dropping off in the 15-minute time frame that you are allowed to drop your kid off to school. I'm doing that and trying to do 4 different drop-offs at once Evie's in kindy. So that's where we're at. I'd say the most difficult part is trying to negotiate big things in the kid's life. Unfortunately, I'm physically not able. Like, I would love to be flexible in this particular situation, because obviously it's really important that everyone is happy with the school that the kids are going to, but I physically am not able to drop them all off to school at the same time. And the only kid that is able to catch a bus would be Lily, and that would still mean that I have 3 different drop-offs once what's my youngest child's name? Once Evie is in daycare, and I still can't do that. So I just don't know. That's the hardest part, I would say, is just negotiating these things. And it's really hard as a family when your parents are split up, because there are such big things that you need to negotiate on and you need to come to a compromise on. And sometimes it's just really, really hard because there's not one black and white answer that is going to make everybody happy. And that's probably the hardest thing. And I hadn't thought about schooling. I'm gonna insert this question myself because I get asked a lot on my channel and on Instagram, and I always forget to answer it. How are we going to afford to pay rent here and our mortgage while we're building? So our rent here, just being completely transparent, is $650 a week, which is quite expensive. That's how much money we need to pay to have a house that fits our entire family. So we pay $650 a week here, and then obviously as you're building, you need to pay your mortgage as well at the same time, which can be really tricky. But when you're building brand new, you don't have to pay, like once you've been approved for finances and you have a mortgage, you don't have to start your repayment straight away. What happens is it goes in stages. The government realizes, the bank understands that they can't expect anyone to just be flat out paying two lots of like mortgage and rent for the entire building process. It's just not realistic for most families. So how it works is they make you pay in stages. So you don't pay anything until the slab is down, and then you start like stage 1 of your repayments, which is just a little bit higher, and so we'll be paying rent and the stage 1 of repayments. And I'm not quite sure what the stages are as in the building process, whether it's like the frame is next and then the roof, like I don't know, I have no idea what the stages actually are, but I think there's 4 different stages. And so you're not paying your complete mortgage repayments until stage 4 is complete, which is your house is finished being built, in which point you move into your house. So it does get more difficult as the building process goes on to afford to make those repayments on top of your rent. However, Luke earns quite a lot of money. I won't go into specific numbers as to how much he earns, because I don't know if that's appropriate, but he earns quite a lot of money. So he earns more than a 2-income family just with him. Yeah, he earns quite a lot more than a 2-income. Like if I was to be working a normal job and he was to be working a normal job, he earns quite a lot more than that combined. So we will be able to afford it comfortably, especially if we're budgeting and being careful with our money as the build progresses and comes to an end. We are probably going to have to budget a little bit. We don't have any loans. We've paid off all our loans, so we don't have any debt other than our like small credit cards. We've both got a $1,500 credit card that we spend here and there. But other than that, we don't have loan repayments or any big loans that we have to pay off. So we should be easily able to afford to do this, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's gonna be a process. I'm a little bit nervous about that, to be honest with you, like trying to pay for everything at once, but at the same time I have like my little bits of YouTube money that come through. I think I get like about $100, maybe $150 if I'm lucky per month from YouTube. So that helps here and there. Like if I have a phone bill come in, I can use my YouTube money to pay it and things like that. But I don't make a whole lot of money. That was a very roundabout way of answering my own question. Do you ever get feelings that you want another baby, even just for a second? Yeah, I do. Like, I do, absolutely. Especially when it's just Evie and I. She's just the most relaxed baby, and I know that not all babies are like that, because my firstborn, like Talia, was an extremely hard kid, and she is still a hard kid, but I know that every kid is so different. I just happen to have a really, really easy baby in Evie. So she makes me clucky sometimes, and she makes me go, maybe I could have one more, but I just know that I can't, I shouldn't, and we shouldn't. So I'm really, really thankful that Luke has had a vasectomy because I don't want another one. Evie's almost 1 now. I do have split seconds of, oh, I'd love to have another one, but I don't want another one. Does that make sense? I would love to have another baby with Luke. I would love to have another little baby. I love the newborn stage. I love it, but I don't want it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that even makes sense. Having a baby isn't like, I'm gonna have a baby because they're cute and snuggly and I want one. It's like a lifetime sentence. Not, that sounds bad. It's a lifetime responsibility, and I completely understand that. It's never ending. It's 24/7. The sleep deprivation is insane. It's been almost a year now. I haven't slept through the night. Evie doesn't sleep through the night. I've been up at least twice for the last year throughout the night, and I'm like, I'm ready for sleep. And I feel like when she's finally at that stage where she's sleeping through the night, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want another one. I'm gonna be like, hell yes, I've got my sleep, never doing that again. That's just how I feel now. I could feel different when it happens. I don't know, I'll let you know. But either way, unless we go through IUIs or IVF, we can't have any more babies anyway because Luke's had the snap. Anyway, I've been talking for a really long time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for asking questions, for those of you who did ask questions over on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me over there if you want to be included in these videos in the future. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below. Let's get a conversation started. It always helps me and helps my videos and helps my channel growth when you guys comment and like. And I will see you guys in the next video.